Alright, so this is the Dressel Designs Monarch. It's the first hybrid yo-yo I'm going to review on this channel. Specifically, it has a polycarbonate body, an aluminum hub, and aluminum rims. Be sure to take a look at Dressel Designs on their Instagram page and check YoyoExpert if you want to purchase one for yourself. This yo-yo came out in October 2022, and I've owned this yo-yo for about 6 months. And so before we get into the review, remember to like the video if you enjoy what you see, and hit that subscribe button to stay notified about any other future uploads. And so with that out of the way, let's jump right into it.
Hi, where are you from?
Alright, so just a heads up. In this rating, 3 means simply average at that category, 4 and 5 means it's better, and 2 and 1 means it lacks or slightly underperforms. So keep that in mind. With that being said, let's start with the physical attributes. First we have comfort. Now keep in mind that comfort varies depending on the person wielding the yo-yo. And so if you have thinner or thicker hands than me, this rating might vary for you. But nonetheless, it's still worth considering. Now if you want to figure out how comfortable a yo-yo is, all you really need to consider is how your fingers interact with the yo-yo and how it sits on your palm, both when holding it and when the yo-yo comes back to your hand. Now with that being said, the Monarch is actually quite comfortable. 1, the finger dip is properly isolated and appropriately surrounded by the polycarbonate material, and 2, the shape is very soft and rounded off enough to make it very comfortable, and the angle at which the rims are set helps with how well you can catch this yo-yo. Despite the polycarbonate build, hybrid throws are typically made by machining the yo-yo the same way you would machine an aluminum yo-yo. And so the Monarch having this feature is very well done. Not only is it great for grinds, but even just holding the Monarch with your hands feel great. The anodizing on the Monarch's rims are very soft and very gentle on the skin, so props to Dressel Designs for this great execution. While the build is very well done, plastic throws, specifically polycarbonate ones, aren't the most shock absorbent material. And with the Monarch having a polycarbonate body that is also notably thin to reduce weight, I wouldn't recommend hitting this yo-yo around solid objects like walls or the floor. Build quality and smoothness are pretty self-explanatory based on what I've said about the structure and overall build, so let's move on to playability. First we got binds. Similar to comfort, this has a similar level of variance because string thickness, string length, even bind technique all have inputs on the performance of the binds. And so for the viewer's information, I am using Kitty XL at full length. Binds are just decent on this. Since the Monarch is a hybrid yo-yo, the body of it being plastic, it makes the binds feel like you're executing them on a plastic yo-yo, which is pretty common for hybrid yo-yos. Aside from technique, rejections are heavily influenced by the yo-yo shape and angle. So if a yo-yo has a steeper build and the walls are set to a higher degree, or if the yo-yo has more contact with the string, rejections are usually much easier to execute. In contrast to horizontal, where you would want a broader yo-yo so it doesn't make as much contact with the sides. The yo-yo is quite steep actually, so rejections are quite easy to execute on this, although I will say that it may be a bit too much, because later on in stability aspect you'll see what I mean. As for the minimum sleep threshold of simply dropping the yo-yo and letting it spin, we got an average of 4 minutes and 30 seconds on a 100cm XL string, so I'd say that's pretty powerful, as the general average is at least over a minute. Just do keep in mind that plastic yo-yos have a bit more friction on strings, so the minimum sleep threshold actually differs for when you play with the yo-yo in extreme cases. Moving on to acceleration, the yo-yo is fairly light, and this makes it really floaty, so it's a bit better in this category, but not outstanding. As for agility, it's not exactly the most agile yo-yo, but mainly because of the non-aerodynamic shape of the Monarch, so it's merely average. For catchability, it's a bit problematic. Although problematic is a bit of an exaggeration, simply put, the Monarch isn't the easiest to catch. While this kind of width is fairly standard for yo-yos nowadays, the trapeze width, meaning where the string can land and stay, the yo-yo is quite narrow looking at it. Stability is a bit of a problem because the yo-yo has quite a bit of contact points, and these contact points generate a lot of friction on the string. So doing more complex tricks where the string hits the body of the yo-yo, it makes the Monarch tilt a lot. So to summarize the overall performance, this yo-yo is generally a fun throw. It's lightweight, it's comfortable, and it's a very smooth experience of a yo-yo. I'd say it fits the more hobbyist kind of person, the collector type Pokemon if you will. Moving on from all that, let's continue to the size comparisons. First off, here are these specs. Moving on to size comparisons, here's the Monarch next to the Offset Deviant, the Yoyo Factory Shutter Wide Angle, the Magic Yoyo Node, the Yoyo Factory Edge 2022, and the Yoyo Factory Atom Smasher. As for the most similar yo-yo, we're going to be comparing this yo-yo to the Unparalleled Elevation. In terms of design, the thing I can really pinpoint about the similarities between these two is the proper isolation of your fingers. They both have similar levels of comfort, and they both have good separation between your fingers when holding them. Overall, if you're planning on buying the Monarch, be minded that it covers the player that just yo-yos for fun. It's the kind of yo-yo I'd bring on a daily basis or when I'm bored outside. I wouldn't suggest playing with this in a competition, but in those moments where you're kinda getting sick of the competitive part of yo-yoing and you just want something to relieve your stress, this is definitely a worthy yo-yo for those moments. So for those players that just want to do some throws with their friends, or even just yo-yo by yourself at 1 AM in the middle of the night, questioning your life choices on why you spent thousands of dollars worth of aluminum and steel and why you should definitely spend a few more bucks on a plastic hybrid yo-yo, this is definitely that yo-yo. But if you're hesitant on spending 80 bucks and want to focus your finances on a good competitive yo-yo, I wouldn't recommend this. Moving to the tier list, I'd put this yo-yo in B tier, mainly because it's simply a yo-yo for fun. I wouldn't use this for a competition, so it doesn't check all the boxes. And so with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, be sure to hit that like button and comment down any ideas you might have and I'll check them out. If you want to keep seeing more videos like this, remember to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be reminded whenever I upload a new video. And with that out of the way, thank you guys for watching and see you on the next one.